Ryan.
I've got a clean towel. I've got a little towel that I'm going to use.
Ow! Woman beater.
Go on, what?
Bloody
Did it, sorry?
I was going to ask if you want your washing on, but I might shrink him instead. I might shrink them.
Big brother, that hurt. Can you call me to the diary room, please?
This is Big Brother. Would Roxanne come to the diary room?
I'd need to talk to somebody about something that's just happened that's made me feel really uncomfortable.
There was no malice and hurt or anger in anything that I did.
Can't believe you're letting somebody stay that's done that.
Are you alright?
No, I'm not. It wasn't play fighting.
Show me here what he did. Oh! No!
Yes! Yes!
Don't, just do it on me. You don't do that.
This is why women don't say anything, because it's like turned around.
Just trust me. I would never, ever do anything like that. But I know what she's doing to me.
He's lying. He's lying.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
He's trying to manipulate them in thinking that I'm making this up. I'm not making it up. And he's tarnishing my reputation by saying this is an act.
Don't stand it. Just trying to ruin my reputation.
No, listen, Ryan, you're a really good man.
Dan, it's perhaps worth thinking about why Ryan has not been removed from the house.
Okay, so she's playing up to it.
She said, "I'm scared to be in the room."
Oh my God, man! I can't even, honestly, man. Guys, if this was you, you'd be heartbroken, man.
But nothing. I've done nothing.
You're accusing him of doing, intentionally coming up and punching you in the ribs, is a career-stopping thing for him.
Yeah.
It would ruin him. Do you honestly believe that he done that on purpose?
I think he would be very stupid to do it in a house full of surveillance.
Let's listen, let's listen.
Dead sheer. Shit.
Listen to me. It's not, don't be silly.
They all know.
So, Roxanne, this whole situation started almost a week ago now. There seems to be a lot of things unanswered, especially from a viewer's point of view. I don't know how much you've watched back.
Watching it feels like a completely different scenario to how it felt at the time.
It seemed like it was blown out of all proportion in your mind.
Yeah.
But even 2 days later, when you reenacted it on Ben, it was totally different. So how can you get something so wrong in your head?
How it felt when he did it, it hurt. I can't prove a feeling. No one can. And the more I thought about it, it became heightened, and I just felt, I convinced myself he meant to do that. And when I watched it back, the first thing I did when I got out was watch that. And immediately I realised...
But surely watching something doesn't change the way something felt. So then why suddenly do you have a different perspective on it?
Because,
if it helped, if it hurt the same way,
hurt.
I'm not doubting that it hurt, as you say, only you know that. But if it hurt, it will always hurt. So why did watching something change it? Because surely it's the same incident.
Because I saw what every single person saw, and I don't blame anyone for thinking, why did she, first of all, make light of it, joke it off, kind of skip off? I'm more shocked at myself than anyone out there is. I need to go away and think about why I use humour when something actually bothered me in my mind.
Did you ever consider broaching the subject with Ryan when it happened?
No.
We've seen you in the house on numerous occasions when there has been subjects that needed to be broached immediately. You've gone and done it. You've gone up to Hardeep and say, what have you been saying about me? Why didn't you feel like you should go up to Ryan and say, you know, and nip it in the bud? Why didn't he get the chance that other people had?
That's something I've asked myself in the last couple of days since watching Moments Back. I've questioned that too. And
what answers have you got from that?
I think it was because I didn't think he liked me. And the feeling I had afterwards was almost like I convinced myself that it was done with malice. And it wasn't, and I know it wasn't now.
Did you ever consider the implications that it would have on him? Can you imagine if those cameras hadn't been there? You would have ruined somebody.
I feel devastated. It cripples me with embarrassment and shame that I could have put somebody in that position, seeing the footage of Ryan in the diary room, distressed.
You did see him distressed in the house. You have the luxury of time, perspective. Some may say research as well. You know, lots of people are not buying your apology. I think, you know, when you take
agree.
all these things into consideration.
I fully agree and understand with every single person's reaction and perception to that. If I'd have been at home watching that, I would have been the same. I almost fell into this.
Did you believe your own story?
Yeah, I did.
That's quite worrying,
I know,
though, Roxanne.
I know. I felt genuinely disturbed by the fact that somebody had invaded my personal space.
What everybody else has been doing
yeah.
to everybody else in the house.
Yeah. But because Ryan and I didn't have that tactile relationship, and he'd done that to me a couple of times, I almost felt like he did that on purpose. Why did he do that? And I was wrong, massively wrong.
That's such
I know.
an understatement.
I know.
Though, to be.
I wish I had the words, Emma, to say just how gutted and ashamed. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. I got it wrong. Only I can go away now and work on figuring out why I became that sensitive that I manufactured a different version in my mind.
So what do you do now? How do you feel about yourself?
The fact that I used the terminology like woman beater and I used words like assault and abuse, I can't apologise enough.
There was a lot.
I know.
A lot.